Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we'll be watching the one and only the greatest Zerg of all time, Jaedong, going up against Dewalt once again. Dewalt's been showing some really great games lately. You know, that game against Flash from, I think, a few days ago. Really great play. Like, I think he delivered a nice game, and it was pretty competitive for a while. And honestly, I think Jaedong is in top-tier shape at the moment. Jaedong has been looking fantastic in all the games that I've seen of him lately. So, you know, this will be a real test for Dewalt. You know, PvZ obviously going to be the most difficult matchup for most Protoss players. Or am I joking? For all Protoss players. Yeah, we'll see what his PvZ is looking like right now. Probe going for a scout after that early pylon, so this is most likely going to be a forge opener, looking possibly for a cannon rush on Jaedong if he goes hatchery first, but we'll see if Jaedong ends up doing that. I'd be pretty surprised if Jaedong opened with that here. I think he's most likely just going to throw a pool down, but who knows, maybe. Yeah, no, it is going to be hatchery first. Okay, so we have some real potential here from Dewalt if he throws the forge down, sends the probe. Like, you know, Jaedong is obviously going to have a lot of experience dealing with cannon rushes, but, you know, if Dewalt sees it and moves his probe just in time so it doesn't get seen for a little bit longer, you know, the Overlord is coming down to help scout that, but, you know, if he skirts around here... Okay, well, he just goes right under everything. Second probe is making its way over, so the cannon rush will commence. Ooh, he makes the pylon, but the probe actually jumps, so that's a little bit annoying. So probably what he'll do is second pylon here, and he'll make another pylon here so that nothing can jump in. So see this? This is getting ready for a jump. Jaedong will probably drill these down here in just a second, and then you make something here. See? And you had this standing right there, and now there's nowhere really for this to stand. The second probe comes in, throws a cannon down. All right, has to start drilling out. Okay, he actually gets that probe away. That's really good execution. And in fact, cancels this one down, uses the cannon as a wall. Interesting. Triple cannon. Normally, I don't see that move, but that was really good. That was really good. Cancels that out, throws down the pylon. Jaedong's going to have to cancel. Sometimes you don't cancel. Sometimes you try to hold it with, like, Sunkens. Look at this, trying to block Sunkens. Oh, my God. The execution here of Dewalt is, like, magnificent. So he slowed that down a lot. Now, there's two pylons here. Yeah, he's targeting down the creep colony. Oh, my God. Some lings are being made. A decent amount of lings. So he's going to leave that there because that's when that... Well, he takes a single hit, but yeah. Wow, Dewalt is just crushing face with this cannon rush. See if he tries to do the... yeah. So notice how Dewalt's targeting this. This is very purposeful. There's actually a bug that you can utilize where when this targets that, you can retarget it on the cannons. The cannons are out of range, the pylon's not. But yeah, there's a bug that allows you, while it's attacking there, to retarget and hit things that are further away. I didn't see Jaedong actually doing that, but it is a doable thing, and pros can do it. So, in come the lings. Is he going to save it? I don't think so. Maybe he does, actually. My bad. Zerglings are damn good. It's kind of crazy how good Zerglings are, isn't it? 194 health left on that. But he forced a ton of Zerglings. He forced multiple Sunkens. So, at the end of the day, I think Dewalt is completely fine. Normally, when a cannon rush doesn't get the hatchery, we give a big lead to Zerg. But this wasn't like a, oh, all my cannons didn't do anything type of moment. Like, the drone count is not particularly high. Jaedong is not in a great position here, I don't think. Layer gets started right away at this natural. Interesting. Very interesting. That is an extremely quick 2-hatch layer. Now, yeah, that kind of points more towards what I was saying, where Dewalt is probably pretty happy. because this seems like a little bit of desperation. We'll see what he goes for. Is it going to be a 2-hatch Muta? Is it going to be a Lurker all-in? There's a couple different types of Lurker all-ins. There's one where you drop Lurkers in, and there's another where you have 3 Lurkers and you try to bust the front. This is very good cannon placement against that particular all-in, by the way. If the cannon is further back from the wall, the Lurker bust becomes much harder to pull off. Because you need to basically blow up everything all at once with the 3 Lurkers. Stargate on the way here for Dewalt. 3rd hatch for Jaedong. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a Spire. So good thing Dewalt is getting that Stargate. Citadel. This is going to be interesting. Is Dewalt going to try to poke out with the Zealots? I think he might. The thing is, you never know. Like, Jaedong might be doing, like, might be waiting for a move out and have, like, speed about to finish, then run through or something like that. So Dewalt walks out and starts pushing these couple of Zerglings back with his 3 Zealots. As long as he doesn't get a big counterattack in here, the Zealot move out is very, very strong because, you know, either Jaedong is making a bunch of units or he's trying to drone, in which case you want to slow him down from that. So another cannon comes up, a single Zealot in the wall, so that's still very open to Zergling run-bys, which of course we can see that's not going to occur. These Zealots hoping to find exactly what Jaedong's plan is, whether that's Mutalisks, whether that's a Hydra bust incoming. You can tell at this point it's not going to be Massling. Corsair flying through the middle. Probe coming down, finding this 3rd base, seeing that it just finished, so that's kind of interesting. I'm excited to see what these Mutas can do. Carapace upgrade immediately to counteract Corsair +1. Or if there is no Corsair +1, to just counteract Corsair is much better. And Dewalt starts his +1 for those Corsairs. Second gateway at the natural, so, you know, we've talked about that a lot, where if Mutas starts to take over your main base, you might be able to get an Archon up from the 2 gates at the natural, because the High Templars will be together. If Mutas kill a base, it's always the main. The main is always less defended because you always have cannons at the front, so they kind of lend defense to part of the mineral line, and then you can kind of creep cannons up if need be. Much harder to break a natural with Mutas than a main. So that's why that occurs. And you already have a gate down there as well. Templar Archives is up. Photon Cannon's coming. Bunch of Mutas being made currently. Good hatchery count from Jaedong at this point. This is an interesting play. I haven't seen too much stuff that looks like this. Like, obviously, we had the very weird cannon rush and it left us into a position we don't get into that often. But, yeah, to kind of go up into the Muta tech, he's upgrading it. He is making a few Mutas, but really focus on droning after the tech. It's kind of cool. All right, kills a single High Templar, loses 1 Muta and some health on the others. Not too bad. Dewalt actually has stopped Corsair production. Is he reading this correctly? To just go into Psystorm and ground units. Well, more Mutas being made here from Jaedong. He is getting the +1 ranged attack. And he is getting the Hydralisk Den. Yeah, it's kind of a weird game. Like, I'm not entirely sure which way Jaedong's going to go. Like, is he just going to build up to a full group of Mutas? Is he just prepping? Oh, wow, he gets both Corsairs there. That's brutal. Is he just prepping for, like, getting a bunch of Hydras later and just utilizing the Mutas to keep him back? That's what it kind of feels like to me. Is that he's getting his macro ready, but he's utilizing the Mutas just right now to keep Dewalt in his base. So that he has time to kind of hit everything as he wants. Dewalt now has gone up to 8 gates. His anti-air is really, really weak right now. Like, he's got fine cannons. He's got High Templars. He's getting Dragoon range, and he actually has double forge. So double forge is kind of interesting to see here. He's going for 2-1. He had started +2 attack before the +1 armor, which is a little bit weird, but okay. That's like an old school way of playing. A lot of people prefer that +1 armor a bit quicker. Oh, the Muta's being very annoying here. Decent storm there. Decent storm there. Yeah, the anti-air from Dewalt here is really, really kind of failing him. If he still even had those 2 Corsairs, that would be really helpful. So definitely painful loss. A lot of cannons getting canceled out here. Jaedong getting ready for an additional base. Doesn't seem like he can be stopped at the moment. Archon being made. Okay. But the Archon has a really hard time here. Okay, he gets it behind the mineral patches, so that's kind of nice. But Jaedong can technically do this. You can see him moving it out now. So there's no... If it's on more open terrain, it's a lot harder to actually make the Mutas do that. But because it's kind of stuck there, Jaedong just keeps them attacking from max range, which is 1 more than Archon. But it can be done. Back in peak Kespa days, you'd see Archons die all the time to Mutas. But sometimes get hit, and the Zerg becomes screwed at that point. Ooh! Dude, he's just picking him apart with the Mutas. Ooh! You can see what he's doing here is he's moving the Archon to this square and then moving it over really quickly to try to hit the Mutas as they come in. But Jaedong's control was way above that. He was just not having any. Okay, Jaedong's going to win with just this pack of Mutas, it feels like to me now. He has killed multiple High Templars. He's killed an Archon. He's forced cancels or killed cannons many times. He's killed a ton of probes. He's forced this gigantic reaction. Dewalt has very little going on right now. Very little. I think the Mutas, like their time is pretty much done. I think it's just pure Hydra time at this point. He is making a few more, and I think that this is just for sniping High Templars. Like, at this point, if he kills 3 High Templars with his entire group of Mutas, that will probably be enough that he overwhelms everything else. Okay. Yeah, like, Dewalt has, like, 1 punch left in him in this game, I think. Like, he's got to take magnificent engagements across the map. There's a lot of Hydras that are being made right now. Lurker upgrade is on the way as well. And there's still the Mutas to contend with. Like, look at this. Still dealing tons of damage over here. Okay, so picks off 1 High Templar there and actually loses a reasonably large group of Hydras. That was kind of weird. That's why I went quiet for a moment. I'm like, what are we seeing here exactly? But the Mutas continue, man. He's made quite a few. Still has a group of 11 here and a couple more off to the side after losing some. So Jaedong really, really investing in these Mutalisks. My friend said something the other day that I found to be kind of funny about how you know you're a real Terran player when you stop complaining about Protoss and you just complain about Mutalisks. I think that can be explained to expanded to everyone. You know you're a real StarCraft player when you stop complaining about everything else and you only complain about Mutalisks. Truly, even in the ZVZ matchup, I bet. But you can see just the ridiculous efficiency of good control. The fact that he just killed off all the rest of the High Templars. Dewalt is like even in supply, down in probes. Jaedong just massing up. He's got 4 bases. Dewalt doesn't have his 3rd up yet. So painful. All right, coming in and yeah, just harassing this more. Like Jaedong, I feel like he's playing Mutalisk micro trainer right now. He's like barely even doing anything but moving mutas. This is one of the most absolute dismantlings that I've seen with Mutalisks against Protoss. It's just insane. It's insane what he's been able to do here. This has to be incredibly frustrating for Dewalt. Kills yet another cannon at the natural. Just knocking probes down left and right. Dewalt finally had enough of this. Finally going to attack. He does have 2-1 upgrades with +3 on the way. Let's see his High Templar count. He's got 1 storm, 2 storms. That's it. Oh, Jesus. All right, we're going to see GG. This has been a brutal game. Okay, he ends up killing all of the lurkers, so that was pretty impressive, I guess. But here come the mutas once again to finish this game off. GG is called. Okay, well, you know what? We've seen some great games from Dewalt. I don't think he played super poorly here or anything, but Jaedong absolutely crushed, which if you've been watching a lot of things that aren't necessarily ArtosisCasts, you're going to know that Jaedong's in great shape. Anyways, that's it. My gosh, not a lot of deep analysis we can do here. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.